Good day everyone. Today on the bench we're going to tie you up the Peacock Halfback. This is an old standard old pattern that everyone's been using for many years and might have forgot about it over the course of time. We always seem to lose track of some of these good old patterns. I've basically made just a couple little subtle changes on this fly that I wanted to show you. Basically I've added a little flashback and also a pearl rib on this fly, and I'm using, instead of the pheasant tail fibers, I'm using the church window of the pheasant skin. So just to start out with, I'm going to show you, I don't weight my nymphs, a lot of them, for my lake patterns. I like them to ride in the water, just kind of at that angle. That's more natural and more effective in my opinion. So we'll start with our materials that you'll need to tie this fly. We'll start with our hook. I'm using here a 1710 Daiichi number 14. It's a 2x long nymph hook. The body, we are going to use Peacock Herl, and as you notice, the great qualities of the Peacock Herl can't be duplicated with any synthetic that I'm aware of. The rib, I'm going to add some pearl tinsel. This makes a really nice rib on a lot of small nymphs. And then for the, instead of the pheasant tail fibers, here I have a golden or an olive dyed pheasant skin. And then here you'll see a lot of these nice feathers here that had some olive in the center and brown tips on the outside. These are what we call the church window. Really nice fine feathers and great, lots of uses for them on your flies. So let's get started. We're going to use some 8/0 olive thread. I'll just dress the shank of the hook with thread to hold our materials in place a lot better. And we'll grab one of these church window feathers. We peeled off all the fuzzy webby stuff off the bottom. Pinch off side off the tip here for my tail, and should be about gap length there. That looks good. Wind up the shank over the butts. Now I'm going to grab me some of my pearl tinsel. It's just a little different than that plastic pearl we used to wrap where it stretched so far. This actually will reinforce your fly and give it a lot of nice colors. I like that pearl coloration, and for a lot of flies it adds so much to it when it's wet. And I'll just catch in 3 strands of Peacock Herl. I'm tying them by the tips. Pull right to the back here. You can tie over the butts. You can trim them off. You can make a pearl or a Peacock Herl rope if you like. I'm just going to wind it on by hand here. Show you them do it this way, and it really, that herl stands out a lot nicer that way too. Come in behind. I'm going to use my pearl tinsel. I'm actually putting a little pressure on that. Makes a really nice rib. Tie that off. Okay, now that tinsel is going to be used a little later. I'm just going to finish my over top of my wing case with that in a little bit. Okay, now we'll go back to our feather again. This really beautiful, beautiful feathers off these birds. So there we go. Now we're going to use this feather to make our wing case and our legs. I'm going to measure it so it's nice, coming off there nice and even, coming right to the tip of the tail. And I'm going to tie dull side up. And these feathers too, these pheasant rump, they have quite an iridescent quality to them as well. So it's a really, really nice material. Okay, and then I'm just going to wind my, see, I've got feather that a few barbs got down there. Just going to wrap forward, tie it off, leave my side of my scissors on the top of the eye all the time. a good way of cutting at an angle. Pull my wing case over the front. Just catch in behind here. Tie that down. See that wing case, yeah, looks pretty good. And then we'll get our little bit of flash on top of the wing case. And I'll make sure I get that laying right where I want it. A little bit of glint, a little bit, just add a little attraction to it without taking too much away from the pattern. This is such a good old fly, you don't want to change it too much. But I like this pheasant rump here. It's actually not quite in the rump section of that skin, but these fibers are so soft. Laid back, they're easier to work with too. Make sure I get it pulled back from my eye. Then I keep my thumb there just to kind of stop. I can build a head on there, a bit of my thread there without coming back. I think I've got a little bit of a straggler there, so yeah, looks all right. And we just whip finish that. There you go. Kind of a flashback, peacock halfback, if you will. And you got the nice legs off the side, as you can see. That's a great little fly. Like the rib, if you can see that in there. Here's one you definitely want in your fly box. And I'm going to add this one as well to my nymph pack for the online shop here for sports fishing on the fly. So good luck with this one. I know they're easy to tie, they're a lot of fun to fish, and they're really effective. So good luck, and hope to see you in the water someday.
To watch all our latest Sport Fishing on the Fly episodes and to order Sport Fishing on the Fly merchandise, head to www.sfotf.ca. And if you would like to book an adventure like this one showing, head to ontheflyadventures.ca and book yourself the trip of a lifetime.